Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is now 7 o'clock. Please all rise for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we've got the delay there. It works out well. Welcome, everyone. We have a very small meeting tonight. The first item on the agenda is homeowners associations, and I see somebody named Brian Clark, who I guess is from Cobblestone. And Brian, do you have anything for us tonight? Thanks for joining.
Yeah, no problem. Can you hear me okay?
You sound great.
Awesome.
Do you have to approve?
No, thanks.
No, we don't. We don't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go
Thanks for hosting and inviting the HOAs. Appreciate it. As you mentioned, I am representing the Cobblestone HOA off of Gilmer. And
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I think.
Just became president in December, and we've got a whole new board than we did a year ago. So we're kind of all learning and in a bit of a transition mode, but it's going very well. So thank you.
Thank you. Do you have anything to share with us tonight? Anything?
No, I think it's nothing new than you all haven't heard before. Invasive weeds are definitely top of mind and an issue for us, especially with a lot of the surrounding areas. So thanks to the board for passing the grant that you did last meeting to help some of our homeowners apply and assist in that process. And other than that, security and hopefully improving our home values all the way around. So thank you.
Amen to that. So absolutely. All right, Brian, if there's nothing else, I'll just keep us moving. It's probably going to be a really short meeting tonight.
Sounds good.
So you're welcome to stay and listen, but it won't be a long one. So we have 3 trustees out. It just worked out that way this time. But and I am going to answer the question because we don't have a quorum present. We don't have to vote Kent in because we noticed this as a virtual meeting. So that's why we didn't have to let Kent in. So that was a question that came up in the room. All right, is anyone here from Indian Creek Estates, Helen Dorn? I don't think so, but I have to ask. There was any public comment? Any public comment? Any public comment from anyone online here? Not seeing any. We don't have the sheriff, police here tonight, or the fire protection district. So now it comes to the big consent agenda. There are several items on it. One is to approve the February 2023 bill pays, their pay warrant. Consideration approval of, there's 2 capital improvement planning committee meetings, 15th and one from March 1st. We had 2 weeks ago, we had the committee meeting of the whole to talk about potential new village hall or an expansion to our village hall, in addition to our village hall. We also have the meeting minutes from the last meeting. And then we also have an extension of our 90-day extension of our contract with Gaywalt Hamilton for the water operator contract. So are there any questions or comments?
I did make a change to the board meeting minutes. I noted that the assistant village manager was absent, but she was actually remote.
Okay, she was remote. Okay, so that's with that one change. Anyone want to make a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Trustee O'Connor.
Second.
Second by Trustee Tanucci.
O'Connor. Aye. Trustee Tanucci.
Aye.
Krosky.
Yes.
Village President Jacob.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. There is no planners report tonight. So now we have the village engineers report. So Jeff, you want to take it away?
Sure. And I will be brief to keep us on schedule. Engineers report is in the board packet. There's a number of things in there. I just wanted to highlight 3 things tonight. First of all, number 1, the Robert Parker Coffin Bridge. The village is currently out for bids for the replacement of the timber deck planks. That bid opening will be next Wednesday morning, March 22nd. and we'll tabulate the bids and bring them forward at the next board meeting for consideration. Number 2, the road maintenance program. We're still waiting for the pavement cores. We expect those to be done late this week, early next week, weather depending. And once we have that, we'll bring the road program back to the board with the final costs and the MFT resolution so we can get that underway. It is March 14th, but we're still in good shape to have a spring construction on that. And then the other thing, just kind of jumping down to number 13 of the engineer's report, we've got the sanitary sewer lining project. This is Lake Zurich's sanitary sewer on Aptekissick Road. Their contractor In Situ Form is doing the work within the corporate limits of the village of Long Grove, and they are expecting that to be done by the 21st. As a reminder, their curing operation with their boilers and their compressors will run overnight. No work on the weekends. We did have a call late last week. The contractors, when they're moving their pumping operations, that's a little bit louder. So we've been in contact with the In Situ Form when that's going to happen, just because that's a little bit more than the white noise that the boilers and the compressors are going to make. So just so that we can give everybody the heads up on that.
Hey, Jeff, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because I drove by on my way from the office to the village hall, and I see a lot of steam coming up. And then there's all these pipes laying down the road. So they're putting something inside an existing pipe, aren't they?
Correct.
Not putting new pipes in.
No,
How are
they're
they
not-
getting those? Yeah, how are they getting that stuff in the pipe? I mean, because they have all those pipes laying on the ground, you know what I mean? Are they sticking that all in?
No, the pipes that are laying on the ground are part of the bypass sewer, so that, you know, they started on one end, they bypass it over the ground to the other side to keep the underground pipes dry, so they can pump this. It goes in liquid form, and then they have the compressors to dry it. So that's the lining. So the pipes that you see are, once they're done with the project, they actually get removed and probably reused on the next job.
So then all the steam that's coming up is from those, whatever it is that that's putting the coating in the
Correct.
compressor that's putting the coating on the pipes?
Yep.
Okay. It was actually interesting because it's cold enough today where it was almost unsafe to drive even 20 miles an hour because it was blinding, right? There was so much steam on my way to the village hall. So I found it interesting, so.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Not a problem. So unless there's any other questions, I will say end of report.
Any questions?
No question.
Okay. Kent,
Okay,
you are up.
all right.
This
So
is discussion and consideration of resolution approving an amended Long Grove Community Grant Program. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So we discussed this last time. There were several recommended changes made, and I made all of those changes. Plus, President Jacob reminded me of a couple things that were taken out inadvertently. So I put those back in. One is I reinstated the $10,000 limit per grant. That was not meant to be taken out, so that's put back in. And also a statement that says we reserve the right to limit funds available for the community grant, and the village board has final authority to approve or deny grant requests within its legislative discretion. So other than those two things, everything was put in there that we discussed last week, and I can take any questions if there are any. Otherwise, we can entertain a motion to approve.
Let me just go around the room. Chris, can I start with you this time, or do you want to be?
No, I'm fine with it. I'm all good. Ken, thank you for the diligence. Appreciate it. I'm all for it. I just feel bad that Bobby's not here to vote on it. And Ann too, but Bobby predominantly.
Well, you want to wait? I mean, are you good with it, or?
So I know that Bobby supported it. There's no question about that. And I don't know.
Well, somebody want to make a motion to approve? Okay, moved by trustee O'Connor. Somebody want to second it?
Yes.
Trustee Borowski seconded.
Trustee O'Connor. Aye. Trustee Borowski?
Aye.
Trustee Tanucci?
Aye.
Village President Jacob?
Aye, motion carried. All right. Okay, so you're gonna
Thank you.
give, good work, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, you're
Okay, so
welcome.
now, we're gonna go into just a brief update of the capital improvement plan.
Capital improvement plan was posted into the Google Drive. There's a transmittal letter associated with it. We started with the first 5 years. This will build as we continue to go on because more projects will come up. Two things I would like to note for the board is it's a pretty big dollar amount for the first year. But that being said, there are a couple projects in there that I think merit some strong attention, and I just point them out. One of them is the pathway study, so we can do a village-wide plan to link the north end, the south, the east, and the west for pathways. And the second one is there's $350,000 targeted for a water extension, for water distribution to come north along Sunset, across the street to across Aptekissick
By Briarcrest,
by Briarcrest.
Cheeky, yep.
The timing's right because of the project that's being done on Aptekissick Road with the widening in the paths. The cost is right, plus with the fire department making a final offer on the property across the street from the retention pond on Sunset. They're on the Sillage property. They're making a final offer on that property. Then they're going to turn around and talk about zoning and things of that nature. They would like the water, and ultimately they would pay for the money after the work's done. And then they would work on a recapture to potentially provide water to Briarcrest, Bridlewood, and Eastgate. And so we've already had those discussions of the potential of that being accomplished. What's good with that is it increases our users, which offsets some of the expense that we've been putting from the general fund into the enterprise fund. If and when the Sillage property gets sold to a greater extent and potential development could happen there, commercial development hopefully, we'd have water users because the infrastructure would be already there. So to make sure that there was interest on the Briarcrest, I spoke to Jeff Wilson last week, and he was excited about the prospect, but very cautious and just said, we'll see when it happens. But yeah, absolutely interested in having discussions about this.
So, if I understand it, the fire department put a referendum on the ballot, which will get voted whatever, is it April?
Yeah,
4th, is it? Whatever the election day is, right? To levy, an increase in property tax to support a new fire station.
$16.5 million on referendum.
So if that doesn't pass, do you think the fire department will go through with the purchase of the land?
No, I think it's going to be contingent on the referendum being
Okay,
passed.
does that change anything in putting the pipe in, or just?
Well, at that point, we wouldn't be reimbursed for it, but if, I think that it merits some discussion with the board and some further evaluation, because I think it could be a good infrastructure move for us, and the opportunity may be right,
Okay.
regardless if the fire department goes there or not.
Are they publicizing that at all? Do you know?
They hired
Educating?
I talked to Chief Segala today, and they hired a PR firm.
Well, it's only a few days away, right?
It's the same firm that's doing either Mount Prospect or Prospect Heights is out on a bond referendum for their firehouse as well.
Today's the 14th, so. You haven't heard about it, right?
Right,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm,
yeah.
and maybe that's fine, because a lot of people don't pay attention till like a week or so before.
The day of, yeah.
elections anyway, you know,
Right.
but, you know, some education would maybe be very helpful for a lot of people.
Mhm. They're rough.
I know. I mean, they've done this before, they're not newbies.
I don't think this board has, because they according to Paul, they really needed some learning on how to get a referenda on the ballot and, the process with it, the bonds, bond council, things of that nature. So I don't know if this board was familiar with it.
So, if I'm not mistaken, they float the bonds, and then they are purchased in the secondary market.
Correct.
But I think people need to understand.
No, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
Unless Northsiders will put a question mark over the whole thing, because we don't use Long Grove Fire Protection.
It won't be on our ballot. It's not
I
on.
understand that, but it's
Yeah.
village money going to yet another south side project.
Oh, it depends on
Right,
how you look at it. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it.
right? That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. If it's a new water user, it's an investment, but I hear you.
Is there any grant money?
Another way to look at it is if we get more users for the water system, we decrease costs in the water system, which potentially frees up money for other projects, including projects for the north side. So there is an indirect benefit.
Is Briarcrest on a communal water well now? Okay,
Yep.
so it's just a matter of tapping.
Yep. All right, I'm sorry I brought that up, but, it was good conversation.
I just wanted to make sure it was out there.
Okay.
Is there any grant money available for us, for that infrastructure?
Well, if we put out the grant money, if we accepted a grant, we wouldn't be able to seek reimbursement. So either way, so if it was like, I don't see a 100% grant, so 80-20,
Right.
so we wouldn't be able to recoup the money. It doesn't mean we shouldn't be looking for it, so let me make sure I say that. It doesn't mean we shouldn't be looking for it, but we haven't.
Anything else on the capital improvement plan?
No, just, on a side note, as it relates to infrastructure, we, sent out to Senator Duckworth the CPF grant for the, water distribution, Lake Michigan Water, $2.9 million. And we've got, one going to Congressman Quigley, Congresswoman Schakowsky, and Congressman Schneider this week, so.
All right, the next item on the agenda, if there's no more questions, is a brief update on planning and zoning inspection services for fiscal 23-24.
Couple sentences as we're putting the budget together. Mundelein came back with a 40% increase in the cost for planning services. So we are exploring, and have been for probably the last 60 days, other options.
I'm sorry, you said 40%?
Yes.
Oh.
From, $60,000 a year to $100,000 a year, just for planning and zoning. So we're looking at private sector, public sector options, and, I'll report back to the board as that gets closer to being.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, so, we have the village president trustee reports, no report tonight. How about trustee Porowski?
Just a couple of things. There's pretty active legislation moving through Springfield, or maybe completed even, that would require paint retailers to accept unused paint returns. And then they would basically be recycling the paint products. So, that would eliminate SWALCO from having the duty of the, collection of unused paint.
Now, is that oil-based paint? Because latex, you're supposed to put cat litter in it, right?
You could put cat litter in it and dispose of it.
Right.
Yeah, for the most part, it is oil-based paint that's the bigger concern with the solvents.
Yep.
But I guess I don't know for sure. Bill will kind of look into that. But, obviously, it means the consumer will pay more for their bucket of paint because there's a back-end process. The same is being, again, considered for carpet recycling. And that one is not as far along, and, but it is being reintroduced in Springfield to require carpet retailers to set up a recycling process as well. And, again, we'll keep it out of landfills for the most part. Not a lot of carpet is recyclable right now. It's pretty limited to the fibers that get reused mostly in the automotive industry.
What, to make plastic or something, or?
Yeah, they scrape the fibers and they remelt them, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's, I can't remember, it's the one, the Stainmaster carpet, like that one is the most popular recyclable one.
Got it.
That's all.
All right, thank you for that update. Trustee O'Connor?
Biggest news I have is that the Lake County Board approved our resolution today.
Yeah,
By a big majority. We're not certain how that vote was gonna go, so we're totally excited.
Yeah, just two commissioners abstain, right? So
Right, the former, yes, that's true.
I'm not gonna make you editorialize.
That is correct.
Thank you for that, Rita, congratulations. Good job.
Yep, excellent news. Yep, we saw that today. Anything else?
End of report.
End of report, all right. Trustee Tanucci.
No report.
All right, okay, so next item on the agenda is village manager's report.
I'm good.
Okay, if there is no village manager's report, which there's not, I entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters.
So moved.
Moved by trustee O'Connor,
Second,
second by trustee Borowski.
Trustee O'Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Borowski.
aye.
Trustee Tanucci.
Aye.
Or Village President Jacob.
Aye. Okay.
And I believe this is the shortest meeting we've had, 20 minutes.
No, you don't have to, I don't think so, yeah. You know what, just for, just shut it down, I don't think we'll have a problem, yeah. 'Cause I'll still be here, come back, yeah. And then we'll adjourn, I think. Actually, it doesn't really matter, don't worry about it, just leave it, I'll get it.
All right. Shut up, then, shut
Yeah.
March 19th is our HOA meeting, so I need to get with you
Have a
about
good night.
the alarm and key.
Yeah. Yep. That's it, I guess it's better.
And tell Joanne,
Yeah, she's nervous.
tell her not to be.
Okay, I'll put the alarm on, I'll lock the door, so you're good, so.
Pull the shades too, you want me to do it?
What's the shade time?
Just because the computer's here, people look inside if I want.
Okay, you wanna shut them before you go, that'd be awesome, because I'll forget. Me.
Tell Joanne I had both sides done, and it's easy.
I fear she's gonna find out who she married, and she'll think we're.
Yeah, see, Jeff, you're not gonna be a part of this,
She's
so.
gonna be wearing a patch.
Hi, Jeff.
All right, have a good night.
Okay, so
That door's not, I don't think that door's locked.
I'll lock it too, don't worry. I got the keys.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Thank you. All right. By trustee Tanucci, seconded by
Okay, I'll second it.
trustee Browski. That's you, Kent.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Aye.
Aye.
Trustee Borowski.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connor.
Aye.
President Jacob.
Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.